Welcome back to Hidden Source News, where we break down every twist, tone, and terror of Alien Earth, spoiler-free. Today's topic is Episode 7, Emergence, which is set to premiere on September 16, 2025 at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific in the US via FX and streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus worldwide. We're closing in on the season's penultimate chapter, and trailers and early synopses make it clear this episode is designed to pull several story threads together, escalate dangers, and possibly transform the power balance. The title Emergence suggests things long kept hidden or suppressed will finally surface, be they behavioral changes, betrayals, or literal monsters. Early reports indicate rising chaos on the island, where much of the alien threat is active, an escape plan in the works, and factions pushed to act. Fan chatter already predicts major reveals, particularly involving Slightly, Joe, Wendy, and Morrow. It's shaping up to be an emotionally potent yet blood-chilling build-up toward the finale. In this review, we'll cover 4 big areas: plot and tension, what we know so far, atmosphere and horror design, what trailers suggest, fan and critical expectations and reactions, and the thematic implications, particularly what emergence might mean for identity, agency, and corruption. Let's dive in. From the episode that I saw, trailers, previews, and the FX synopsis, Episode 7 seems to center on an escape plan being hatched. Characters who have been watching, waiting, manipulated, or suppressed may try to break free from corporate, biological, or psychological cages. We see glimpses of facehugger horrors, which suggest the alien threat will become more direct rather than lurking and implied. There are also indications of conflict between characters like Slightly and Arthur, and scenes of betrayal or deception are teased. We begin to see the plans unfold for Weyland-Yutani. The setting appears to shift more dramatically into jungle and island zones with dangerous terrain, so not just laboratory horror, but wild, unpredictable environmental threats. So, meanwhile, Wendy's previous arcs involving control, empathy, and her connection with the aliens are likely to really strain under pressure. Like, how far will she actually go in this episode? I mean, will her alliances shift? And will what she's learned or felt end up forcing her to choose sides? Honestly, all of this tension just seems aimed at setting up the season finale. Also, there's something that's been hinted at in fan discussions. This episode might show the aliens in totally new forms or roles, not just as monsters, but as tools, weapons, or even, agents of change. That kind of escalation definitely ups the stakes. Once the alien threat becomes more visible and totally intertwined in the character arcs, there's just less and less space to hide. The episode for Emergence promises a steep increase in intensity, both visually and tonally. We see these chaotic island sequences, dense jungles, danger just out in the open air, but also that claustrophobia coming back in the lab or bunker settings. The contrast between outdoor exposure and enclosed terror seems likely to, really heighten the fear. When you're in a jungle, you can see the threat, but you still can't avoid it. There are teased moments of facehugger attacks and mutations, which honestly suggest even more grotesque visuals and a lot more body horror. We also see situations rising up in the form of the android Kirsch, where he's operating outside his parameters, and the episode just goes even further in showing how everything is spinning out of control. I'm really stoked to see how this season will end. Sound design appears particularly important here. In trailer breakdowns, fans note that brief silences punctuated by monstrous sounds, whispers, or alarms will be used to build dread. Also, lighting and cinematography in the previews lean into harsh contrasts, bright natural light giving way to shadows as danger closes in, abrupt cutaways and shaky camera work to disorient. Moreover, the trailers hint at betrayal visuals, characters watching one another, monitoring through surveillance, and tension rising even in moments that look peaceful. It's an episode where things are brewing to the point of overflowing with danger. that builds not only horror from the alien or physical threats, but suspense from human conflict, which Alien Earth has done really well so far. Fan forums, especially r/LV426, are already alive with speculation. Who will escape, who will betray, and whether Emergence will deliver some of the long-teased answers. It really does start to unveil what is actually happening. Many are watching Slightly's behavior as it seems to be shifting into something more pivotal, perhaps more morally conflicted, with his coercion and blackmail by Morrow coming to a head. There's also anticipation for Joe's role in the escape narrative, Wendy's connection to the aliens, and whether Morrow's plans will finally face consequences or bear fruit for Weyland-Yutani. So on the critic side, early commentary has been pretty positive about how the show has escalated responsibly. Like, it's kept that philosophical weight alongside the horror, kept character arcs alive, and balanced those tear-at-your-heart relationships with all the visceral threat. Some reviews have cautioned that, with great escalation comes risk, too much plot, or just too many moving parts could end up feeling rushed or kind of overwhelming. But honestly, the consensus seems to be that Emergence is really shaping up to use its penultimate slot well, to lean into tension, set up for some emotional payoff, and maybe even deliver moments that people will be talking about for a while. Thematically, Emergence seems totally poised to explore concepts of freedom versus control, mutation and identity, and betrayal. Characters who've been constrained, like biologically, socially, or even ethically, might try to break loose. Wendy's journey, especially her alien empathy, is probably going to be central. Will she become an agent of change or just a victim of all these emerging conflicts? The title really suggests that truths are coming to light, some of which could be, ugly or even dangerous. There's also this whole idea of responsibility. If escape is possible, at what cost? If secrets come out, what has to be sacrificed? The series keeps weaving in ideas about synthetic life, hybrid identity, and the cost of corporate power, and Emergence looks like the hinge where all those ideas might collapse, or maybe get transformed in a pretty dramatic way. Finally, from a broader arc standpoint, this episode is pointing toward how the season will close, who's going to survive, who's going to hold power, and what the world might look like as we head into the finale. It's the kind of turning point that really forces characters to reveal their true selves, or, their true motives. I give it an 8 out of 10. This series is so good, I am really enjoying it. As always, please leave a comment letting me know what you thought of the episode, and please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content.